thank you so much for that introduction. First of all, let me say how glad I am to be here with David and Susan. David, as many of you know, was the media director for my campaign and did an outstanding job, but frankly, it was Susan who really ended up touching my heart because she is just as wonderful a person as everybody says up here. And, you know, after the difficult weeks that we've had as a country, it's great that we can all come together and do something for a good cause like curing epilepsy. It's also good that we can all come together and do something that makes everybody feel better, which is to insult Rahm Emanuel. My colleagues Hillary Clinton and Chris Dodd have known Rahm for years, and despite that fact, they decided to come anyway. Bill Sapphire, we have not met, but it was wonderful to see you here today. I know that you are a master of the English language, which for decades you've used as a stiletto in your columns in the New York Times. I read your Sunday articles religiously, and you know, you are such a literate, erudite guy. It makes me wonder, why are you hanging around with Rahm Emanuel? You know, there are only so many ways to say, "I'm going to rip your head off." Most of Rahm's vocabulary cannot appear in the Sunday magazine section. I think it is wonderful, though, that you are here, along with Congressman Tom Cole. Other Republicans were invited to the roast this evening, but they said that they would come only if there was a real fire. But the truth is, I admire Rahm Emanuel greatly. He is a wonderful politician. His skills and instincts are extraordinary. I mean, think about it. Can you imagine somebody with a weird name like Rahm Emanuel getting elected to Congress from Illinois? It's astonishing. You know, it's fashionable in politics these days to profess our faith. The truth is, Rahm is very serious about it. He keeps the Sabbath. He goes to synagogue. He doesn't just talk about the Ten Commandments. He lives them with some modifications. The one, thou shalt not kill unless he's a target. Thou shalt not covet unless absolutely necessary. Isn't it ironic, though, every year Jews celebrate Passover, recalling the day that the angel of death passed over their homes in ancient Egypt. Today, Republicans celebrate when Rahm passes over their district. All of this causes people to ask me, is there tension within the Illinois delegation? With Denny Hastert and Rahm, after all, Rahm's trying to take the job away from Speaker Hastert, and I have to insist that, in fact, there is no tension, although I do think we are the only delegation where our meetings has an official taster. You do get a lot of guff coming from Chicago. We already heard it here tonight. Bill, you heard some of the cracks about ethics in Chicago. The amazing thing, though, about Rahm is that in all his years as Bill Clinton's campaign finance director, as White House aide, politics swirling all around him, he has never been subpoenaed by Congress or called before a grand jury. By the way, did I mention that he has the same attorney as Bob Novak? Congratulations. But the truth is, when you really get to know Rahm, he does have a softer side. Amy will attest to this. Very few people know, I think prior to this evening, that Rahm studied ballet for years. In fact, he was the first to adopt Machiavelli's The Prince for dance. It was an intriguing piece. As you can imagine, there were a lot of kicks below the waist. But as I think Rahm will tell you, ballet is actually great training for politics. He learned to leap, he learned to spin, and he learned to splay his feet to the left and to the right so no one knows which direction he's heading in. It hasn't been easy for Rahm, though. As a young man, he had a serious accident. I think many of you are aware of this. He was working in a deli. Accident with a meat slicing machine. He lost part of his middle finger. As a result of this, this rendered him practically mute. Has he ever flashed that little stubby thing at you? That's appalling. Yeah, just recently, the polls came out. Democrats are doing better. Rahm turned around and gave his colleagues the high 4.5. For those of you who don't know, Rahm came from a family where failure is not an option. I used to think that Rahm was slightly abrasive because he's short and sort of funny looking. And then I met his brother Ari, a Hollywood agent who's tall and good looking and also abrasive and annoying. His brother Ezekiel is here tonight as one of America's most respected medical ethicists. This does not happen by accident, people. Their parents, Ben and Marcia, drove them extraordinarily hard, so much so that Rahm has determined not to put the same kind of pressure on his children, who are 7, 5, and 3. Unfortunately, they couldn't come here tonight. They are studying for their SATs. Some of you may also know that Rahm's brother Ari is the model for the lead character on the big hit on HBO, Entourage. What you may not know is that Rahm himself is an inspiration for that other HBO character, Tony Soprano. Rahm is a little intense. He's strong, he's aggressive, he's emotional, he's moody, and the Republicans have finally figured out one way to control him. They are going to start steroid testing members. What they're going to find out, though, is that it's all natural. Rahm is one of a kind. We love him dearly, although we are all glad to say, and I will say what everybody in this room is thinking, which is, thank God he is one of a kind. Thank you very much, Rahm. We love you.